Yes. Yes. So we are
We are
live.
live.
We are live, everyone. We are back. Kevin is in Florida with the
Yeah.
KK is entertainment. KK.
KKK. Hey, you know what's so funny about that, Carl? There was something that popped up on my phone yesterday. I was on Instagram, the 10 most racist states in America.
Yeah.
Florida was number one.
Florida was number one.
Yes, on the list, Florida was number one. I was shocked by that. I mean, really, I was. There's a lot of black
You
people
were
live here, but
shocked by Florida.
I
That's
thought
the
like
deep
I
south.
thought Mississippi would be number one, or Alabama, or
No, they're
Mississippi.
cousins.
Okay, well, Florida is number one on the list. Number one racist state in America was Florida. I was shocked because I thought maybe Mississippi, Alabama, or Georgia would take that hit first, but no, Florida's number one, man. That's where
Isn't
I'm
that
at
where
right now.
Trump and all his cronies be at? Isn't Trump from he's in what's they call it, Mar-a-Lago or whatever you call it? He be in
Mar-a-Lago, yeah. He lives in Florida, but he's a New Yorker. He's born and raised in New York. He's one of you, Tiff. He's a New Yorker.
we see because his mouth is reckless.
Yeah.
He gave someone the finger this weekend. This week, right? He told someone.
Oh yes, I think they called him a pedophile or something like that, and he was like "F you," and then he put the middle finger up, and then they said, "Oh, he was waving at them." Oh, stop it! Y'all people just be lying.
Wasn't way.
No, that was a straight middle finger. There's pictures all over in there.
Straight
But
middle finger.
can you imagine if Obama gave a finger to a blue collar worker? Woo, man. Can you imagine? The backlash would be unbelievably bad.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
All right. Last week we had a show, and we had, I don't know if those were trolls or if
They was troll. They was super trolls. I ain't never saw trolls like that.
Super trolls, huh?
yeah, I'm
That's
not
all
sure.
right. We dealt with them the best we could, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, if they come back this week, I was unbothered by it. I'm sure Tiffany was as well, and Kevin was as well. So just to be clear, we all eat fried chicken. We all love watermelon. So all those insults and all the it didn't phase us at all. And let me just say the reason I do this show, I know Kevin and Tiffany already know. The reason I do this show because we want to build a black community, and when we do get enough subscribers of black people or people who are not afraid of or hate black people, I want to use this platform to help black businesses, to help black people, to teach black people about health. So I'm not here to argue with white racist people. I'm really not. So if you're going to come in the comments thinking that you're going to say stuff to get us upset, use the N word, you know what I mean? I'm not here to argue. I know Tiffany's not here to argue. I know Kevin's not here to argue. Racist people are who they are. We know you're out there, and we don't care. So, I mean, if you want to continue with the racist comments, I'll try to block as many people as I can. I don't have a moderator yet. But I'm not here for that. I'm here. This channel is to uplift and help black people in the best way we can. That's all we're here to do every Sunday. So those of you who love Trump, you love who you love. And I know Kevin or Tiffany, you guys have any thoughts on that topic, and so we can get this show started.
I just think that if we entertain them, they come back because they're like vampires. They feed on blood. They feed on drama, and if we just ignore them, even when they say something really bad in the comments, I wouldn't even give it air, Call. I wouldn't even respond to it because they'll go away eventually. Because I think if we respond, then they come back for more. Because that's what they want. That's why they're responding. That's why they're saying they're throwing out the insults and stuff like that. They want us to respond. And if we respond, they win. So I'll just ignore them. Some trolls you got to talk to, I guess. A little drama on the show to hurt nobody. But when it was like last week, when people were just throwing out insults and not having any solutions or not trying to have a conversation that's civil, we're all on the same boat in this country right now. I would think, but everybody And I don't get it, man. I don't understand
Yeah,
people. So much
yeah.
hate
We already have some in the chat, but I'm not even going to give them any oxygen.
and so
So
much hate. It's Dr. King's birthday. His birthday actually passed, but they celebrated on Monday. So Monday, his birthday was a few days ago, but Monday is the official holiday. And so, out of honor of a man who was nonviolent and preached peace, that's what we're going to do today. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I know that when with us doing this show, especially dealing with Black issues, we're gonna have people that's gonna root for us, and then you're gonna have people that's not gonna root for us. That's a positive and a negative, and that's how the world go round. So, all of y'all that is in the chat, we welcome you, to have clear dialogue with us. If you want to be rude and disrespectful, you can go to another site or another podcast and you can talk with them, because we really don't care, because we're still going to continue the show and continue to talk about what we, are experience, what we are seeing, and what we are viewing. And it's so deep that I was watching something. I don't know if y'all saw it. Some white supremacy went to the march and he was going in, and guess who saved his ass? Two Black men. You
yeah,
understand
I
what I'm
saw that. I
saying?
saw that. Yeah,
Saved his ass. So my thing is, for real, don't come for us. Don't come for us, because we always have empathy and sympathy for others, and they do not have it for us at all. So y'all go ahead and keep it up in the chat, and shout out to who did watch it. We really appreciate you all. We're happy that you did chime in. Carl, I looked, it was 10,000 views.
yeah, I saw
And
that.
I was like, my God. It was like, I think you have two videos that's up. So one is 10,000 and one was like 100 and some change, or whatever the case would be. So we must be reaching somebody, or like Kev said, are they setting our asses up because we are talking and talking about what is going on today? But again, we're just talking about what the news is going on, what's going on today. It's not like we sitting here making shit up. And again, let me just put this out there. We are protected by the Fair Use Act. We do not own the rights to the music or the content that we post. This is for educational purposes only, entertainment purposes only, and it's our opinions only. That's it. Our opinions. Nothing else, nothing is factual, is everything is alleged. So we do want you to like and subscribe and leave us a comment and let us know what you think.
Okay, we already got people in the chat. Same people are back this Sunday, but again, we are not here for that. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean. You
can
guys go ahead.
can they send us some? Can we put up like a thing so they can send us some money?
Oh yeah, please send us some money.
The,
Walking money 75. Since
the,
all of y'all, that's my cash app. Since y'all want to be talking so much, send a bitch $20 or something. Since you want to talk about me so much.
But
the reason I brought that up real quickly, guys, is the so-called federal agent who shot Miss Good in the face and killed her has raised $1 million. His GoFundMe has raised $1 million. So he's officially, I guess, on paper, a millionaire at this point for shooting a
For
unarmed woman
shooting.
in the face. Yeah, shot a woman in
And
the face,
shooting a white woman at that.
and he's now a millionaire because his fundraiser, his GoFundMe has raised $1 million. I mean, $1 million. This is what I'm getting at. We're worried about people saying shit in our chat line that's negative and probably racist, when these are the same people that donate money to this guy because he got $1 million. And those, just think, you kill somebody and people donate $1 million. They donate money to you. Same thing with
but
Dylan Roof. Same thing with Dylan Roof. Dylan Roof killed 9 Black people in a church in South Carolina, and
Yes.
he received $500,000 of donations in his GoFundMe for his defense team.
Yeah. Well, he's still locked up, so he can't, And that's another thing. Black people, we just allow people in. We allowed him in. We prayed with him. We ate with him, and he killed them, and then left one alive. Just to say they could tell the story. Did you hear that? A man went to Jamal Bryant's church, a white man, and he was rebuking him, calling him a demon dog and everything. And I'm saying, where was the deacons and the ushers and the security? How was he able to get up on the premises like that? That means we're not on point. You understand what I'm saying? For another white man, y'all forgot about Bethel. Y'all forgot about that church that they lost their life allowing people in, especially white people in their church. No. So yeah, we need to be on point.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm glad Kevin brought up about that guy raising $1 million, because one of the things I want to touch on today is, why do most white people lack empathy? Right? We've seen it. This is not breaking news. You would see white people show zero empathy for anyone that's not white, or even white people show empathy for an animal over a person.
Yeah.
So we're gonna touch on that. We have some videos on that. We also Claudette Colvin. She was the lady before Rosa Parks. She passed away, so we're gonna show love to her. We're also gonna show some love to Dr. Reverend Martin Luther King, whose birthday, the holidays Sunday tomorrow. So
hey, all those races get a free day off from work tomorrow.
all you races who love Trump and who love ICE. I have put the link in the chat several times. I did last week. No one wanted to come on and debate us. I'm going to put it again in the chat. But of course, you guys are keyboard warriors. I mean, if you have a point to make, there it is. It's in the chat. You click on it. It's YouTube. And if you're, what's the other streaming service?
Instagram, TikTok, and all that stuff. Are we on TikTok?
We're on TikTok. No, we're on Instagram, Facebook, and there's another one that I stopped using, but I start using it again. But I don't really care about that. But anyway, YouTube, all of the keyboard warriors, you guys are on YouTube. So
interesting. Oh, good call. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry, man. I saw an interesting quote. That's all I want to get that out. Go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
But I'm gonna do our theme song, and I'll play some videos, and then when we come back, Kev, you can go first. All right.
Okay.
I want to move my car! I am disabled! I have a brain injury!
Stay back!
I am autistic and I have a brain injury! Put me down! I was just trying to get to the doctor and I'm autistic! It takes me
Another chaotic scene unfolded in Minneapolis earlier this week when ICE agents reportedly threw tear gas into a home during an enforcement operation, all while young children were inside. Once again, the Trump administration's tactics on immigration enforcement are raising serious questions about balancing community safety with the arrest of suspected illegal immigrant criminals. According to a family member, an ICE agent shot a man in the leg during a targeted traffic stop. A man later identified as Julio Cesar Sosa Celis, a Venezuelan national with no legal status. When authorities tried to arrest him, he fled and allegedly resisted, leading to the shooting. But what has also concerned the neighborhood in Minneapolis is what happened after. The family says ICE agents used tear gas and threw tear bombs into their home, knowing that there were small children present, including a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old. The family's relative, Yonsi Camacho, described the scene as traumatizing. She told Newsweek that her niece's son and a baby girl were inside during the incident, but were later safely released into trusted hands. Now, when Newsweek asked the Department of Homeland Security about the tear gas and whether agents had recorded any children present, the department pointed to its press release on Sosa Celis' arrest and did not respond to our questions. This latest incident comes amid mounting criticism of ICE and Border Patrol officers, especially after Rene Good's death. Local officials argue that aggressive raids and tear gas only fuel community fear and division. The Trump administration claims that locals and Democrat rhetoric are getting in the way of agents delivering on the president's immigration promises.
As hard as it is to watch a lot of what we are seeing in Minnesota and everywhere all around the country where ICE has surged, clearly showing the world what the Trump administration is doing here is moving the needle. And I know that a lot of what I'm about to show you and tell you about is pretty rough, tough to watch. And that has been the case of a lot of what we've been showing over the last week and a half. And I know we have all been consuming a lot of these videos of Minneapolis. But it's clearly important that we don't look away. It's clearly important that we see what is happening with clear eyes, and we also spread it as far and wide as possible. Now, on Wednesday night, we brought you the news of yet another shooting by an ICE officer in Minneapolis. And after that shooting on Wednesday night, federal agents clashed with huge crowds of protesters. In the midst of that chaos was a young couple and their 6 kids driving home from a kids' basketball game. The couple, Sean and Destiny Jackson, say that they saw the clash and were just trying to drive away. But they were quickly surrounded by federal agents. Now, here's how they described what happened next to the local news outlet, CARE.
All we heard was boom, and every airbag deployed.
They say a flashbang went off near their car as tear gas enveloped them.
And I was screaming to my oldest son, Sean. I'm like, get out. Like, I can't, Mom, and I can't breathe.
Destiny says bystanders pulled her into a home to check on her as she screamed that her 6-month-old child was still in the car.
He was just like lifeless, like he had like foam like around his mouth, and he had tears coming out his eyes. I was giving him mouth to mouth, and I remember stopping and I said, I will give you all my breath till you get yours back, because nobody wants to see their kids like that.
I mean, that's hard to watch. Destiny says that multiple members of her family had to be hospitalized. And luckily, they are all now okay. That is the good news. DHS, of course, though, responded to that incident by saying that their agents never targeted this family or their children. The agency says that the family was, quote, the victim of rioters and agitators. But that claim just sounds pretty impossible to square with the fact that their agents appear to have tear gassed a car full of kids.
This video is just for the Black people that follow me. If you're not Black, you can still watch it, but that's who this video is addressed to. Okay, so just because you're Black doesn't mean we believe the same things. Black people are all across the world, and even in America, we all have different values and stuff, right? I know it's a very, very small percentage of you that actually voted for Trump, and I also know it's a very small percentage of you that actually like Trump at all. But I know that there's a lot of Black people out there that don't think that ICE has anything to do with us. And you're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. Racists in masks that are endorsed by the government that make brown people disappear is one of the oldest methods of tyranny in this country. They perfected it on Black bodies in the South, all across the country, right? And now they're just federalizing it and weaponizing it. And the thing with fascist takeovers in any country is that it always starts with the lowest hanging fruit, which in this case are immigrants. Do you think that these conservatives just forgot about Black people? Do you think those same gripes that they have about Mexicans and other immigrants aren't also applying to Black people? Do you think that they don't blame us for America's problems just as much as them? I don't know how old you are either. I was born in 1999, okay? I was a kid when Obama was president. I remember the era of, oh, racism is solved in America. And even if like your adult conscious brain doesn't believe that, there's still probably a piece of you that's still in that past era. Maybe you even think that Black Lives Matter opened people's minds to the struggles that we go through. But no, racism is coming back in this country with a vengeance. We all know about white privilege, right? Everybody knows what that is, but there's also a thing called Black privilege, right? And Black privilege doesn't come in the way of money or status or anything like that. Black privilege, in my opinion, is the fact that the world knows that racism against Black people is real and dangerous. That's why they have to use so many dog whistles and coded language and economic talk and, gang violence and things like that. Because straight up saying, oh, we need to do this to the Black people would set off alarm bells just because of this country's history. But we're in the anti-woke era, right? So anything that protected any kind of minority is getting stripped away. And they're already cutting through the immigrants, right? They're already cutting through the gays, right? Black people are next. Get ready.
It's very sad that one thing that every race have in common is disliking black people. That's the one thing that every freaking race have in common is disliking us. But another thing they have in common is using us. Using us for our money and our sympathy and empathy. Because blacks, let me set y'all straight. Y'all feel sorry for people too fast and too much and at the wrong time. Y'all always, because I see some of y'all saying that the things that we saying we shouldn't be saying. Stop feeling sorry for people and stop letting them use your religion against you. Stop letting them use that God that they gave you against you. That's so weird to me. Y'all don't understand that the empathy and sympathy that y'all do have is been programmed. This is why you wind up feeling sorry for your enemies half the time, bruh. This is why you wind up feeling sorry for people that will not go into bed for you at all, not one time, not one bit. You wind up feeling sorry for people that wouldn't do for you that you would do for them. So you start turning on your own people. The one thing those other races do have in common, they stick together no matter right or wrong or indifferent. They will stick together. But they'll find something weak in us, which is a lot, to make us turn on each other, okay? And start saying, yeah, well, y'all shouldn't be saying that about them people. I feel bad. Yes, we feel bad that it's happening. But you think we about to go in front line because we feel bad? Baby, it take a little bit more feeling bad than for me to get up out there. So, at the end of the day, if we're next, we sitting there, we understanding what we need to do. Huh? We ready. Be blessed.
With the knowledge you gain, break away from the chains. We helping you grow the Black Therapy Show. We in a safe space dealing with the black trauma. We unpacking and inspecting all our baggage and drama. Cause we gotta unite, no more killing each other. It's time to see a new future for my sisters and brothers. You know it, Kevin, Carl, and Tiffany. You'll have an epiphany. We'll give you everything you need to handle the enemy. We'll be giving you everything. We gon' challenge you mentally. The right conversation so you grow exponentially. We built your penitentiaries, we built all the schools. Gave us brainwash education, just making us fools. Hatred was what we got in exchange for love. No more manipulation from our God above. No,
It's called Kevin and Tiffany.
Welcome to the Black Therapy Show.
What's up,
Let's
everybody?
go.
Welcome to another Sunday of the Black Therapy Show. We are so thankful that you guys can join us here. We are here 7 p.m. every Sunday. Let me shout out Donna and Pam and Scooby D2. Even though Scooby D2 last week he got in on the frenzy, and he hurled a couple of insults in there. But all right, all right, Scooby. But yeah, I want to thank. We see all the. I'll tell you what. If you're watching this show for the first time, you will detect no lies. A lot of people are calling us racist. I see it in the chat. They're saying we're racist, we're hate mongers, we're spreading lies. When you detect a lie, please let us know in the chat. Because all we're doing is taking history or taking events and we're just giving it to you. We're absolutely not spreading any lies. But of course, we know America is a land where they would never admit they're banning Black history, or they're banning history from the books in America. So we are not surprised that people are in the chat saying that we are hate mongers, we are spreading lies, we are racist. We don't care. This show, let me repeat this for the third time. This show is meant to build a Black community of decent, well-meaning Black people. Once we've built up a certain amount of decent, well-meaning Black people, we would ask Black people who, if you have a business or if you have something positive to share about Black people, you come on the show, and we want to build Black wealth and help people build their business. That's my dream, and it's Kevin's dream, and that's why we do the show. We're not here to argue with anyone whether or not we are racist. I don't care.
Listen, we can't be racist. We don't have enough money to be racist. Now, we can dislike certain situations because we're human. And yes, like the young lady said, we always have empathy and sympathy for others. and they do not have it for us. What's going on in Minnesota is very sad, because somebody did lose a life. But also, we as Black people know what this is about. We have lived this life for generations and generations, being the target always. So yes, when you go out there bothering those ICE agents and federal agents, they're using Black tactics on your asses. They are whooping your asses, they spraying in your faces, they shooting you, they throwing you in the cars. My thing is, again, and I tell Black people, Black Americans, stay your behind in the house. Stay your behind in the house. Let them fight what they need to fight. Let Julio, all of them, the Somalians, let them fight. Because remember, not too long ago, 2 weeks ago, a month ago, the Somalians was like, we're not Black, okay? We are Somali, and we voted for Trump. You understand what I'm saying? And also, you have Spanish people that don't even respect us, but they want us to go out there. And it's online. It's not like it's not there. It's online. You have Spanish people themselves saying y'all should not be disrespectful to Black people, because we did not set this. We don't make the rules. We do not make the regulations. Now, if you are here illegally and you're not doing what you're supposed to do as a human being here in America, yes, you need to go. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm not saying that y'all need to do it like this or y'all need to hurt them. But again, we're dealing with the American system. We're dealing with how they deal with, people of color, Black people. Like I said, this feels so familiar to me. We've been going through this for a very long time, so I'm not surprised. Now they saying they coming for us. We are already prepared. We've been dodging them for years, okay? For years, and still to this day. We don't got no time for it, okay? And like Kev said, I'd rather die standing up than on my damn knees. And I'm not begging or begging somebody to give me right. No, we're good. We're good. We're gonna sit back and drink our tea and be like, you know what? Let them keep doing what they're doing.
All right, Kev.
Yeah. So tomorrow we're celebrating the birthday of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And I just want to say that all the people calling us names, Dr. King has a national holiday and is a beloved American figure at this point. During his lifetime, he was hated. When he was alive, he was hated. His rating, I forgot, his likability rating was very low at the time of his death, even among Black people. Like the Black church was against Dr. King, and he had a lot of enemies. Dr. King had a lot of enemies. He had a lot of people that was for him also, but he also had a lot of enemies, and a lot of people hated him and wanted him silenced, right? So tomorrow we celebrate Dr. King's birthday. And he was called a racist. Every day of his life, he was called a racist, a race baiter, racist, troublemaker, communist. Dr. King was called everything under the sun. And we're celebrating him tomorrow for all he gave this nation. So people do not want to see change. You'd rather come into our chat and call us racist instead of trying to understand why we're saying what we're saying. I was listening to Mark Levine, who was a right-wing radio show host. A couple of nights ago, I'm driving, had like a 3-hour drive down to the southern states where I'm at right now on business. And I'm driving, flipping through the radio, I hear Mark Levine's voice. I know his voice. It's irritating as fuck. But anyway, I listened to him for about half an hour, see what's coming out of his mouth, which is all BS. But I didn't call his show. When I got time to listen to him, I just changed the channel, went back to regular stuff that I listened to. But, he was saying the same stuff that, everybody in the right-wing media says, And, I listened, for a minute, but I didn't dial his number. He put out his number to call. I didn't call his number and call him an asshole and call him a racist and, just turn the channel. And that's all these people got to do, just change the channel. Is that simple, I don't agree with nothing Mark Levine said for the 30 minutes that he probably got in my life the other day, but I just want to hear what the other side says sometimes. And, I realized it was some BS and I changed the channel because I don't agree. So it's just that simple, but like I said, Dr. King was called every name under the book on a regular basis in his adult life. The man only lived to be 39 years old. So from his early 20s up to when he was assassinated, he was called things, jailed, beaten, had dogs sicked on him, water hoses on him, stabbed, thrown in prison, you know,
Well, anybody
the
that's
most
talking
peaceful
for the
man,
people.
one of the most peaceful guys that ever walked the planet was abused just about every day of his adult life by people that didn't like that he wanted nothing but peace and for all of us to live
Peace
together.
and
That's all he
change
wanted.
and equal rights.
That's all he wanted was, civil rights, like civil rights. Just think about that. He just wanted people to have rights, and people hated him for that. Like you can't have
Yeah.
rights. You can't have right. Oh, I want to say this also. I saw this quote today. It hit me. It made a lot of sense. It says, "The Black Lives Matter people are showing empathy, love, and everything for Miss Good, who was murdered last week, right? And the same people that were screaming all lives matter when George Floyd was murdered is now not standing up for this white woman. Think about that. When George Floyd was murdered, Black Lives Matter was kind of in it, right? And all these racist people were saying, no, not black, all lives matter. Those are the same people right now
That's
that's
not saying anything
that
when
that
one of
that
their
that,
white
that,
sisters got
that thinks
killed.
that this woman got what she deserved. All lives
Yeah.
matter. Doesn't matter now, but it mattered when George Floyd was killed. I thought about that. Go, wow, that's deep. That's deep. Like the same crew,
Are you
all lives matter.
surprised?
They didn't care about George Floyd being murdered, and now they don't care about this lady being murdered. It's
No,
crazy.
they're upset because the George Floyd made a mark. It pushed the needle. People were marching all over the place. People were marching in all different countries and states. They didn't like that. They was like, no. So that's what they're trying to do. You should see right now, they got a fake Black Panther movement coming out. And they said, oh, all is welcome in this Black Panther. I know when the Black Panthers was coming out back in the 60s and the 70s, not everybody was welcome, especially not white people. They were the enemies during that time. But they did stress to them, if you are a white ally, you can do something on the side with you, but you're not going to be affiliated with us. So now all of a sudden you got these charlatans out there trying to say power to the people, power to all people. We want Chinese, Asian, Black, Spanish, Puerto Rican. No, y'all trying to get us out there so they can get our ass. No, we're staying. Thank you very much.
All right, so
Mm-mm.
maybe Kevin, this will help. I'm sure you already know this, but and you can fact check this, but and we have seen it, and history has shown us. But white people, not all white people, of course we know, but a large amount of white people lack empathy for anyone that's not white. It's just facts.
It's the truth.
The truth. If you're not white, they just have no empathy. They don't care whether you live or die. We've all seen the pictures, the videos of black people hanging from trees and white people partying, having coffee and cake and enjoying themselves while there's a black man or woman hanging from a tree. We've all heard of white people lynching black people, and they cut their arms off, put a rope around their neck, so they can't, try to get the rope from around their neck. I mean, that is a level of evil that we can't understand. And I think that's one of the issues that a lot of black people have. We can't understand how anyone can have that amount of evil inside of them. But they do. There are people out there who would take joy in watching Kevin, myself, and Tiffany die in front of them.
Well, also you got to remember
But
their
we don't have that
descendants.
in us. We don't have that in us.
Oh,
And
because we were not raised like that. We always been the oppressed. So we don't work like that. And I think that's what's going on with them. They're scared that we're going to get too big and we're going to turn around and do the same thing of what their ancestors did to us. You understand? Because these are their ancestors. They're just descendants of them. But we don't work like that. Only thing we want is, as you said, civil rights and be treated equally. That's it. We do not want to be targeted. We don't want to be attacked or bothered. We don't want to be lied on, because a lot of this stuff is a lot of lies. Look what they put on the media. They'll sit there and lie on you and not one time retract if the truth come out. They just feel just take it and leave it, and you already, your name and your reputation is already destroyed already. And for people to say that racism is on, it's like a new racism. Racism has built this country. We were built on racism. We was built on race. We were built at white people is on top, the black people were on the bottom. You understand? And we was always beneath them. And they want that energy back, because that's what it's feeling like. They want us back at a level where they can be able to control us. You understand? They did not think that, as Paul Mooney said, that we was going to get away or we was going to survive. You understand what I'm saying? We're very smart. We're very intellectual. We're not dumb people. You understand? They did not want that. They wanted us to stay at a level. So now what we have racism in the medical system. We have racism in the political system. We have racism in the law system. It's a part of the DNA of America. And that's just it. It's not new. It's just that we see it more because of the administration that is in right now, which is Donald Trump and his administration.
Yeah, I mean, Tiffany, if you brought a group of KKK members to me in full robe with with the pillowcases on their face and the white robes, douse them in gasoline, and you said to me, "I'm gonna burn these people," I would say no.
No,
But
we're not violent people.
right? But there are people. So so back to what Kevin was saying about the people in the chat. These are the descendants of the people who were standing under the tree while people hung.
Yeah.
So we're not surprised. I mean, you're not saying anything that's surprising us. You are who you are. You will always be who you will be. You're just that person today. You'll be that same person tomorrow. You know what I mean? And we have accepted that they are evil. Evil lives amongst us.
Mm-hmm.
And we have accepted it.
I just stay away.
Here's a white guy explaining why white people don't have empathy. And it's true. A lot of white people do not have empathy for anyone that's not white.
Can we talk about how miserable white people are for a second? Like, that white people are miserable, right? Like, have you ever looked a white person in the eye, even if they're like a big mental health person? You just look deep down and you're like, brother, you are not happy at all. And truly, it breaks my heart. But one reason, I think, one of the main reasons that a lot of white people, a lot of us are really unhappy and miserable is because we lack internal congruence. Now, congruence is a concept we learned early in grad school to help people heal. And congruence is basically internal alignment. Values and actions are on the same page, right? Like, we accept every part of ourselves. We feel peace, security in who we are, congruence. And no matter how hard you try, you can never find internal congruence if you're not congruent with the world around you. If you're not understanding what's real and seeing reality and affirming what's true. So like white people who deny patriarchy and capitalism's negative effect and oppression of the world and genocide that's happening around the world, like that's incongruent with reality. That is going to have an effect on us internally. Because to deny what's happening in real time, we have to deny certain parts of us, certain emotions, certain thoughts that come up. And the more we run for that, the more incongruent and separate we feel, the more dissonance that comes, the more miserable we are. And a lot of times we're not actually dealing with our own pain and our own reality because we're all suffering under capitalism and white supremacy. Like, it affects us different ways in intersectionality, but like it affects us white people too. You don't think a stormtrooper in the fucking Star Wars movies hates his life? You don't think he hates being bossed around all the time? You don't think poor white people living in the empire, like in the city walls, like in a Game of Thrones, like you don't think that they're miserable under it, even though they're not miserable the most? To be congruent inside, to not be miserable anymore, it takes accepting the realities of the world, seeing how those toxic systems affect us, and then moving to actually be congruent. Because deep down, humanity has goodness at its center. So yeah, white people, we're miserable because we're not congruent, because we're denying the realities of the world, and thus denying ourselves.
I just want to talk about how white people can sympathize and empathize more with an animal than their actual fellow human beings. And I think black people are certainly aware of this because somehow, some way,
an innocent person. I think it's even with their own people that they can sympathize more with animals than even just their own people. So what do you think they're going to sympathize and empathize with black people about? And I think that's mad weird that y'all can sympathize more with an animal than with an actual human being who is also innocent. Like, they'll make up the excuse, well, oh, animals don't hurt anybody for the gain of it, for the fun of it. Yes, they do. You can read about this stuff in nature. This is constantly happening in nature. So what are you saying to me? I just feel like it's weird. And I'm not the only one that's taking notice of this. I talked to a teacher who was a person of color as well. She wasn't black, but she was a person of color. And I remember me and her agreeing that white people have more sympathy and empathy for animals. And this white girl was trying to tell us different. And I'm sitting here, me and her disagreeing, because that's the truth. It's a sad truth, but it's a truth. Like, animals can be considered cared more for than actual human beings. I've seen it happen. I've seen it constantly. So why is this like being debated?
Yeah, I mean, we're not saying this to be mean. The world can see it, right? We white people have more empathy. Someone is asking to join. We're gonna let you on, but please keep it respectful.
It's
We
only a few minutes too. We're not having you on for less than a few minutes.
So, give us your point of view. And as you can tell, we don't engage in, calling names or foul language, all that stuff. Just be respectful. All right, you're up, Mela.
Hi, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm here to be respectful. I wanted to cast out my view,
Sure.
if that's okay, about the
Yep.
sentiment where Caucasian people value animals more than others, others who don't look like them. You
Yeah.
know, that's it's an apparent view, right? It's where they could experience a animal being harmed and they're devastated, but when it comes to a person, let's just say of color, they're not so touched.
Right.
And, so I came up here to expound upon why people are finding themselves politically disturbed about being depressed as a Caucasian person. There's an outcry amongst Caucasians that, life is not fair and life is that we deserve better, those types of sentiments. And and there are those outcries amongst everybody, really. What I want to say, and I'm going to land the plane, as these YouTube people say,
Okay.
there comes a time when one has to recognize that you have to recalibrate your harmony, right, of yourself. There's a harmony that we're all born with, the vibrations, the interpretations, and all that good stuff that makes us feel good. And then there comes this interruption, this wedge that breaks the vibration. It is our own individual responsibility to recalibrate ourselves. And you, as an individual, have to find out what does that. For me, it's studying. For me, it's dancing. For me, it's singing. I recalibrate in that fashion. I have been everything from cruel to kind and everything in between. What I've discovered in life is recalibration of your harmony is necessary on a regular basis as you find it confronting you. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you
You're
for
welcome. Thank you.
sharing.
Thank you.
We appreciate that.
Thank you. Remember Cecil the Lion in 2015? Cecil the Lion, the hunter, went over to Africa and killed that popular lion beautiful lion, and a white man, I think he lived in Minnesota, he's a dentist. And he took his hunting gun and went over Africa and killed this beautiful lion. And everybody was upset about it. Everybody went crazy about that. It was a big story about Cecil the lion being murdered by this dentist. And he was getting all sorts of death threats and everything. I think he had to close his business down, his practice down, and go into hiding because people were so upset about him killing this lion, and it was Caucasian people that were upset about the lion being killed, and it's to the point, kind of like what we're talking about, like they care more about that lion being killed when Black people are killed in this country every day, and some white people can care less about it. But here, this lion, Cecil the lion, was killed by this guy who just wanted a trophy. He wanted to kill this lion for a picture, for a photo op. And he killed this beautiful creature for a photo op. And when he came into Minnesota, people were pissed about it, and he had to close his business down and go into hiding. So yeah, that kind of goes to what we're saying here, that there's empathy for animals over human beings, especially, from a certain group. And as we say on the show all the time, not all white people, but the majority that we're talking about, we know who we're talking about. So
And
we're talking
I
about
get what she's saying. A lot of us is unbalanced. A lot of us was taught wrong. A lot of us didn't get the right information. And this is why we can either push out peace and love, or we're going to push out hatred. And yes, people need to find something that's going to bring you back into your harmony, back into your one. And that's what's going on. I saw somebody say, let's talk about why Black people hate white people. We do not hate white people. We dislike their behavior towards us when we didn't do anything to them. Okay, think about it. We don't have no reason to literally hate. We don't got time to hate. You know why? Because we're busy paying bills and dealing with this system, this horrible system that we have to live in and have to struggle so hard in and protect our children in. So our thing is, we don't like the behavior of how they treat us. And now we're seeing so much. This social media and the internet has showed a lot, especially dealing with human interaction. We have seen that we do have white allies that are there, that are supportive and are nice people and know what's going on. And then you have ones that are just plain out, like they said, don't have no empathy or sympathy for us. And if it was up to them, they can erase us, or they want to keep us there because they make a lot of money off of us, but they want us at a level where they can control us. And they don't want us to say too much. They want us to be where they can be able to feel comfortable with a different time.
There was a study that came out, I think last year. They were talking about this on Urban View. A study came out that most white people don't have Black friends, and outside of the workplace, they have no interaction with Black people. Even if they're neighbors with Black people, they really don't have a lot of conversations with them. So it's not, person in the chat line that says, why do Black people hate white people? It's the complete opposite. Mm-hmm. It's not Black people.
Why do they hate us?
It's not Black people that's stopping unity. It's not Black people a lot of cities in today are segregated. Baltimore, for example, is a very segregated city. You got the Blacks, you got the whites. They very rarely interact with each other. Very, very rare, that they interact with each other. And
it's still going on.
It's still going on, but it's not because of us. It's not because we're not pushing the narrative to be separate or to not, is white people. They have no Black friends. They know nothing about our history. They know nothing about us. And then when we talk about our history, we're being racist. We're racist because we're talking about uplifting our people. We're racist, It goes back to the thing where people go, well, how come you have, you're racist, you got BT, or you're racist because you got TV1, or you're racist because you got Black colleges. And we have those things because we weren't allowed to be on Black shows back in regular networks back in the day. Patricia sent me a clip today about, was it Patricia? Yeah, I think she sent me a clip today about Las Vegas. No, I was reading online. I'm sorry, Las Vegas. Harry Belafonte had a residency in Las Vegas back in the 60s. He was making $17,000 a week, which back in the 60s was a lot of money. But he had to go into the casino to perform through the back door. He wasn't allowed to go to the front door. He wasn't allowed to stay at hotels either where white people stayed. And all that changed because Frank Sinatra and his power said, no, we can't do that. We got to let him walk through the front door. He did it for Sammy Davis Jr., but I didn't know he did it for Harry Belafonte until I read that today. So yeah, it took a powerful white man to say, no, he's going to stay at the hotel where he's performing at. He's going to come through the front door.
White ally, yeah.
Yeah, so and Frank Sinatra was a white ally. He so yeah. It's never, it hasn't been us. It's not us, We talk about this all the time, Carl. You know this. Showtime at the Apollo, which is an urban show. You see black people come out and sing, they'll get booed. You see black comedians come out, they'll get booed. You see a white guy come out that's just average talent, and the audience would not boo him. Because you've seen it. You've seen it. They won't boo the white guy to come out to sing. They won't boo the white guy. I mean, he has to be really horrible, really bad to get booed. But if he's above average, they're going to sit and watch him. If you're a black guy and you walk out to sing and you're a little above average, you just might get booed. You know what I'm saying? So we always look out for the other side more than we look out for ourselves in a lot of cases.
Okay, I'll wait my turn to speak.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I didn't know you were still here. I apologize.
No, you're good. It's introducing something important to consider. There's, how can I put this? Okay. A lot of us as Black people, we deal with the media alerts to put us on defense. We wake up every day expecting some type of media alert that promotes our defense mechanisms. And furthermore, I think it comes from the base that we are so resilient, right? There's these rumors of our stoicism, since we want to introduce words out here, the resilience, they can handle anything. I'm going to be a typical Black person and introduce a movie reference, right? It's called Quentin Tarantino's Django Unchained. And when he turned that woman around and said, they can resist pain. Look at this back. This like a pain. You see, what I'm trying to emphasize is that the reason why Caucasian people, quote unquote, don't feel sorry for us is because they think we are invincible to pain. They don't respect what is human about us in comparison to themselves. They know they're weak, right? It's like, oh, I could not stand being, waking up paranoid about who's gonna, challenge me about my humanity today. I couldn't, like, to feel inferior is a curse upon my soul. But Black people can handle that. So let me take my frustrations out on them. But when it comes to, any other creature, they get a fair shot. They're innocent little creatures. So what I'm emphasizing is there's something about their perception of us that they don't deem to be, quote unquote, innocent, right? There's something about our presence, our skin, that signals to them they're capable of more tolerance. They're capable of more resilience. they're capable of more resistance than what I have. So I got to make sure I keep them at bay. And I can only do that by instilling these rumors that they're inferior.
Yeah. All right. So, first of all, we have never on this show said we hate white people. Those words have never, ever come out of my mouth. It's never come out of Tiffany's mouth or Kevin's mouth or any guest we've ever had on the show. But I understand what the people in the chat who say that why is it okay for us to say we hate white people, but if a white person says they hate black people, all hell will break loose. You are in denial. If there's one thing I have noticed since I been living in America, white people are in this space where they will deny, right? That's the playbook, right? They deny, they will never admit, even though we have history has shown us slavery did occur, segregation occurred, Jim Crow occurred, lynchings occurred, all of that stuff occurred. The people in the chat, you are the same people who are in denial. I'm not quite sure what your game plan is. I mean, if it's some kind of Jedi mind trick you're trying to play on black people, because we sit here and we tell you what you have done, you get pissed off because we are holding up a mirror. I guess we're holding up a mirror.
And they wrote their own history. They wrote it down.
There is nothing you would see on this show that you can say we made that up. There's nothing you can say we made up. Nothing you can say we made up.
Not one thing.
No.
We're not advocating for hating white people. That's not what we're doing. We're pointing out that we are being deceived in historical evidence. Like this is historical evidence that we're talking about, and 2 + 2 = 4. So who has the so-called right to be defensive? Like Caucasian people are presenting themselves at a defensive, should I say, in a defensive stance, when in fact it clearly, by historical measure, ought to be the other way around. White people just don't want to swallow the failure of their morality as an ethnic group, and it's a at some point there are people in position that are attempting to erase the responsibilities to swallow their failure. You have failed to be moral. You have failed to be accountable. You have failed, and you don't want to swallow that failure. And so these narratives are coming out to just basically deceive everybody that your history as a corrupt group in the beginning of establishing this country was immoral. Like, let's get down to it. The establishment of this country and what was done to build it up is immoral. And because a lot of people would rather wake up feeling happy, fresh, and brand new, they're going to shut somebody up that changes that view. It rhymes, so you know it's true.
Yeah. Where in the history, and I've only been in this country 30 plus years, has it ever been a time where black people got together as a group and went over to a white town, a white part, city, or whatever, and killed white people? Has that ever happened in the history of
Not ever. And that's a failure of morality. And now we're being painted this picture that their failure of morality never existed. That is deception.
But we're racist.
Yeah, what we're racist, and this is one of the reasons why they do not want our history, or they tell a little bit of our history in the history books, or even in schools, is because they don't want their white children to feel bad or feel sorry, which they need to know their history of their people so we don't repeat it. It's like they're just
Mhm.
rebirthing more racist little kids, more racist
and,
children to
and,
be
and and
nasty
it's a
towards us.
reverse mode where the propensity of whatever faults that are being displayed on media is a switcheroo. For those who aren't familiar with that term, I'm introducing it now. There's a switcheroo happening where, as opposed, it's kind of like a magician. Like, look at my left hand while my right hand is doing something. It's to push that your offspring are not to imagine what the propensity of your ethnic group can do against others, which would mark you as someone who's morally questionable. Like since we're gonna talk for real, let's examine who is actually morally questionable throughout the history of this country. Okay, the that's being hidden on purpose because these offspring of you know, these generations of morally questionable people want a clean slate of consciousness for them. And, everybody loves a clean slate, everybody. But in order to enact that, you have to erase the evidence that, you know, those people were morally destitute. Like it just like no one would do that. No one would do that who has virtues and morality. And yet there's this media propaganda of virtues, morality, decency, enlightenment, attractiveness, all the good stuff, right?
Right.
And but it is so pushed that there has to be a diabolical, intentional reason for that. There's a diabolical, intentional reason why it's being pushed to forget that, something was wrong.
Yeah, we can't forget though because it's in our DNA. It's in the DNA of America, and we see all the results of it today and what's going on. So again, I believe that right now with everything going on in Minnesota, a lot of their white privilege, is running out. Cause you see they killed that white lady and did not even care. They use a tactic that they use on black people. So this is just letting you know that this situation is deep, but again, it's very familiar to us as black people because we've been going through this horribleness for years and years and generations. So again, I'm not surprised at it. And if they want something to change, it's going to take white people to change it. It's going to take white women to change it
Do
because
you
they
think
bring
that
forth children.
do you think that dearly departed Caucasian woman thought that she wasn't gonna get unalive?
Oh no, she didn't think that she was going to die.
She
I'm gonna
thought
be
she
honest.
was exceptional.
Yeah, I
Like
think
I
she
could just
thought
go
that
out
she was going
there
to get
and
away.
bark and write a check that my butt can't catch. She thought she was entitled to quote unquote talk smack. And so the guy that unalived her, um, of course, it's a wrongdoing. All period. It's a wrongdoing. All this decorate, and this is the problem with the government. They're decorating a, they are redecorating a wrongdoing.
Right.
Okay, it's like, and make no mistake, there's an agenda out here. And we are witnessing various segments of what eventually will escalate into control over Black people. Eventually, it's a slow burn.
You don't
Okay.
think it's already they already is in control. They in control of almost everything that we do.
Yeah. They're you know there
So
are hateful geniuses out there. Okay.
I would say people killed by, because all of this is supposed to be about undocumented workers. We know it's not. That was just an excuse. But apparently, this whole ICE thing was supposed to be to round up bad undocumented workers, MS-13 and all that whole crew, and get those guys out of the country. But we know that that's not why ICE is here. ICE is Trump's personal brown shirts that's here to do his dirty work.
Yes, Kev, you just said it. I think they are
You're
his
right.
personal army. Those are the men that were on that did the insurrection. Most of those
Yeah.
men, I believe that they are all a part of that. Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah,
I
Where are their
believe that.
background checks?
Proud Boys, yes, Proud Boys and Nazi groups. Oh, let me say this
Yeah.
real quickly. People killed by undocumented workers in the last 5 years have been 9 on record. 9 murders by undocumented workers over the last 5 years. People killed by ICE since Trump took office, 33. So there
Let me
you
tell
have
you something.
it. There you
Let
have
me
it.
tell you something, if I may, about Trump, right? He likes the word beautiful, right? I mean, let's really dive into this. What he quote unquote likes. He likes uninhibited access to whatever he likes. And what he likes is the word beautiful. I mean, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. What he doesn't believe is that Black people are beautiful. And thereby, they don't hold a place in this agenda. And he's probably working himself into approving everybody that's on board with making sure that the face of America is quote unquote beautiful. And that doesn't include Black people. Period. I said it
Mhm.
and I mean it.
Well, I believe it. Listen, they all need us. First of all, they need us because we are spending power. We spend the most. They make so much money off of us. They can't live without us. So if we wasn't here, what would y'all do? They
Well,
wouldn't be able to
Tiffany,
survive.
the problem with that philosophy is that Trump once said, "I like the poorly educated." So they don't realize that we want our country back. They want this to be a white country. They're not even smart enough to realize what you just said, Tiff. They're not the smartest group of human beings because he said, "I like the poorly educated," and he meant it. So there was a lot of people that follow him, especially the ones that the radical ones, the racist ones, well, which would be a lot of them. Those people, they don't understand. They think that they can survive without us, And if they did get rid of us, then they'll just start killing each other, which they do anyway, right? So,
That's why they came over here to this country anyway, because they how can you say they was getting killed over there in Europe. So their ancestors came over here to find somewhere else and use their tactics that was used on them and came over here and destroyed the Indians, which is the indigenous people that were here. And they were brown people. You understand? They was brown just like us.
the,
So, they have bad behavior. They've been having bad behavior for centuries. And my thing is, again, do your history. I'm seeing people saying we're liars, we're black liars. We don't have to lie about anything. Why should we have to lie when your people documented everything? I have been to slave quarters. I have been to plantations. I done read white people books that wrote about us. It's all documented how they feel about us, how they look at us, how they make money off of us. And it also spilled over to the Asian people make more money. They come in our community and make money off of us because they can't come in the white community because the whites didn't even want them in their community. Go to the black community, okay? The same thing with people that come from other countries. They put y'all here to undermine us as black people because imagine if we all was together. They would not like that. So
Okay.
again, everything is an agenda. We know what's going on. We're not stupid. So my thing is, we're not falling for it. I know I'm not, because regardless to what, I still got to get up every day. We still got to pay our bills. We still got to take care of our family and deal with this system that we have to deal with every day. I just hope that this is an eye opener to so many black, white, Asian, Chinese of how this system is run and how people look at us. And now you even hearing people saying, "Can you come out here and can y'all help us? Can y'all walk with us? Can y'all support us?" I'm going to support you from here and say, God bless you. That's all I'm going to do.
In the interest of forward thinking.
All right, we're going to let you go, and then we're going to change topics, Melba. But go ahead, Mela. Go ahead.
Okay, concisely. In the interest of forward thinking, what are we going to do about it? That's not addressed. We like to talk about our historical knowledge and conclusions and you know, that's wonderful. You don't forget your history. At the same time, what are we gonna do about it? You
Yeah.
ever been
Well,
confronted by somebody and you assert what wrongdoing that's in front of your face about them, and they look at you defiantly? What are you going to do about it? I think that ought to be the focus of conversations in this regard. What itemize, and not share it online. Just private groups that are building
Right.
strength, not online, because
Yeah.
white people are listening. But I'm just saying,
Always.
keep it to yourself, but consider, what are
as,
you
as,
going to do about it?
as the great Joe Madison used to say, what are you going to do about it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, like a bully comes to you and you're like, you're bullying me. What are you gonna do about it?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
We're dealing with a bully. This
Ain't lying
system
about
is a
that.
bully.
You're right.
What are you gonna do about it?
So if black people say we're going to sit out, we're not helping, we can't just sit out and that solve anything. Something else has to be done, correct?
What did she just say? It's all on how you do it. You don't have to be broadcasting what you're going to do. We got to help each other
God
within
forbid we
each other.
broadcast it. Do not broadcast it. Keep it amongst your groups that are building greater numbers. Keep it
Black
amongst,
economics.
because the minute, let's keep in mind that we all pick up how to preemptively strike somebody that comes up with an idea. So when someone comes up with a brilliant idea, hey, I could announce some ideas myself. I'm not going to do it because this is live, not Memorex. There are people, this is not a platform where you would announce some secret resolutions.
Mm-hmm.
You have to keep that amongst yourselves. Period. I have faith that we can do it. You just have to get to it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Secretly.
Right.
The way they do. They have secret meetings, and now we're in this, this, oh my God, we're in this situation where, our intelligence is being disrespected in our face. Those were secret meetings that constructed that. There were secret meetings that constructed that. We have to fight fire with fire, not literal fire, but I'm talking about, outthink the bully you're faced with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have to definitely
And do
do
it
better.
secretly.
Yeah, we definitely have to do better amongst each other. And that's another thing that we talk about here also is black economics, helping one another,
Isn't
buying
how
from
the
each other.
Underground Railroad? I'm sorry, the Underground Railroad. I, what the hell is wrong with my tongue? Anyway, isn't that how it worked in secret? Nobody knew what was going on while people were being led out of the South. No one knew because it was secret. We have to keep secrets as to how we move to advance our power. Period. This jibber jobbing, like all this stuff we're talking on YouTube is fine and dandy. But when it comes to effectiveness, you have to keep that secret. And I
Thank
look
you.
forward to advancing. I look forward to it.
Thank you so much, Miss Melody. We appreciate you coming in and chiming in with us. We
Okay.
appreciate you. Thank you so
Happy
much.
Don't be a
Sunday.
stranger.
Thank
Don't be
Happy
a stranger.
Sunday.
See you again, okay? Bless your heart. Thank you. Appreciate that.
All right, so apparently we have two channels running at the same time. I'm not sure how that happened. I thought I took care of that this week, but apparently it's still happening. So Pamela is telling me that there's still two channels up. Scooby D2 is on one, which is not the main one. But I will look into it. Hopefully we can get rid of that extra channel. It started last week, so I'm not sure what's going on.
Yeah, because one got more like the one that has all the comments is the one that is really so I don't know if you're gonna keep that one and I don't know how it is. You probably gotta get in contact with
No, the
StreamYard or
main one,
whatever.
the main one, I'm keeping that, but I don't know. I saw two when I went into the settings over the week, and I thought I deleted it. Well, I didn't delete it. It gave me the option to delete it or just hide it. So I don't know. Maybe by hiding it, people are still able to see it, but I can't see it. But I will. I'll take care of it. All right, with that out of the way, I don't know how are people getting that we have a victim mentality on this show. I mean, Kevin doing well in life, Tiffany's doing well, I'm doing okay. We're not begging for anything. We're not asking for handouts. We're just this victim mentality. We're not supposed. What would make these evil, racist white people happy? Didn't Paul Mooney say they were happy when we were slaves?
Yeah. Yeah, I was watching Paul Mooney this weekend. Paul Mooney comedy was years ago, right? It got to be like 6 or 7 years ago before he died. And still, it sticks to this day with racism, with all of this stuff that's going on. It still sticks today, and we want to salute him. But yeah, we're not in a victim mentality type thing because again, black people, we work hard. We work hard for everything. When we go to schools, we work hard. We have to be the best because y'all don't look at us as that. You understand? So we make sure we have the proper schooling. We make sure we have the proper education. We doing everything we supposed to do. And that makes me think about Chelsea lately when she did the documentary, going in and talking about racism. And this one white woman said, didn't we give them education? What else do they want? And you looking at them like this is how they really feel. So now we got the education and we're very good at it. We have very smart people, especially our women, our black women. They are scholars doing their thing, and our black brothers. But still, it's not good enough. So my point is, I hope that all our high sedity black people getting their wake up calls because a lot of them are losing they top jobs right now because they wanted to work for corporate. Now you work for corporate, they don't fire your ass. This is why we're supposed to create our own. We're supposed to create our own schools. We're supposed to create our own hospitals. We're supposed to create our own supermarkets because this is how they feel. We need to stop putting money in people's pockets that don't like us, that don't respect us. You understand what I'm saying? It's just that I hope that this situation, just like Miss Melly, we need a change, and we cannot be broadcasting or got the money on our head. Use that money and do something with it. You understand? Because I'm not a millionaire like that. Because if God knows, if I was a millionaire, I would be trying to open up schools and restaurants and stuff like that. But I don't have the money. But we do have people out there that can be able to make a difference, or again, putting our heads together to make a difference for our people. Because we already seeing they don't care. They don't really care about us.
So somebody said the fact that I said evil, racist white people puts me in a victim state of mind and as a victim. But you are evil and racist. I mean, Jesus. I mean, how else would you describe yourself? You are evil and racist. But here's what I'm going to say about that. I get that you don't think that you're evil and racist because you've lived with yourself for so long. You're normal. That's normal for you.
Normal behavior.
Normal. That's like right. You think a snake, a rattlesnake thinks he's poisonous? No, he's like, dude, I'm a snake. You know, I'm a snake.
Dude.
Yeah.
That's funny as hell. That's true. That's true. That's funny though.
So racist white people who've been racist from day one, they grew up in a racist family. That's all they know. So that's normal for them. So I get it. I get that you're offended by me referring to you as racist and evil. But anyone who can watch someone hang from a tree, anyone who can watch George Floyd get choked to death and feel nothing and said he deserved it, that person is evil and racist. Like how else do I describe you?
Listen, they saying it also, we did it to ourselves. Like we sat here and made a note. We gonna get killed tonight. Or we gonna do this. No, we don't. It's not our choice. We want to live. We want to survive. But it's hard out here. And we're not even talking about the mental health situations that we got going on. How many people, how much trauma that we're going through, generational trauma, childhood trauma, adult trauma. So again, the chat, I'm not even worried about them. They're gonna see what they're gonna see and feel what they're gonna feel. Again, we saw this when we had the Trump supporters up here, last year. Anything that we talked about, they did not feel, they did not see. So you have people out there that are just like that. And listen, they have to learn on their own.
Yeah. Let's show Claudette Colvin some love. Claudette Colvin was the lady who sat on the bus before Rosa Parks, but she was of a darker skin complexion, so the NAACP did not think she would be a good representative for the boycott. So they chose Rosa Parks because her skin was easier on the eyes. That'd be like,
and amongst other things, yeah,
right, amongst other things. So we're gonna show her some love. Also, for all you folks in the chat, Beethoven was black. I was going to show that video, but the great composer Beethoven, he was a black man. Of course, they tried to suppress that, but
the system be lying. They've been lying to us for a long time.
The victim mentality. But here is a few videos on Miss Claudette Colvin.
And civil rights pioneer Claudette Colvin has died. At just 15 years old, Colvin was arrested for refusing to give up her seat on a segregated bus in Montgomery, Alabama in 1955. The incident occurred just 9 months before Rosa Parks gained international fame for refusing to give up her seat. The boycott that followed led to a federal lawsuit that outlawed racial segregation on Montgomery's buses, with Colvin serving as a plaintiff and star witness. She spoke in 2018 about her actions on that fateful day.
Most people ask, why didn't you get up when the bus driver asked you to get up? I tell them I could not move because history had me glued to the seat.
Colvin spent decades in relative obscurity working as a nurse's aide in New York City, but then saw a renewed focus on her role in the civil rights movement later in life. The foundation that bears her name announced her passing today. Claudette Colvin was 86 years old. Wait just a second, we have one more thing to share.
We want to say a heartfelt thank you for watching and supporting PBS News.
Without you, we simply wouldn't be able to provide the news and the information that you trust.
So thank you from everybody here at PBS News.
Support journalism you trust. Support PBS News. Donate now, or even better, start a monthly contribution today.
All right, so I'm going to show a video of a white man who was unceremoniously escorted from a restaurant, and his defense. well, not defense, but his go-to word. I'm not even going to say what he said, but the security guard that escorted him out of the restaurant was black. So I'm sure we all know what his choice of words were in response to being escorted from the restaurant. And these are the kinds of people that are in our chat. Why do they keep coming back? Like, why? Like, why would you want to watch this show?
They want to troll us. It's okay. Leave them be.
All right, here we go.
I'm a citizen, you fat You're a no.
Norcross, Georgia, suburb of Atlanta is where this happened. Don't know why this guy's mad. He's upset about something. He decided to take it out on a security guard who's clearly telling him to move along because it seems like he was irate and belligerent. And then he does this.
Get out of here. I'm gonna kick the out of you. You do it now? Yeah. Take a shot. Get out of here. Yeah, I'm a citizen, you fat You're a no. You're a
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, you good.
Okay. What are you gonna do? It's free speech. You fat, ugly Sorry.
It's free speech. It seems like a good time to remind people. The First Amendment, free speech, protects you from the government coming and arresting you for words. It does not protect you from consequences. If you call someone a slur and they lay you out, it didn't protect you from that. If you say something awful like this and your employer goes, you're not going to work here anymore, we don't appreciate that. Yeah, it doesn't protect you from that. It doesn't protect you from your friends and family knowing you're an absolute scumbag. So Atlanta, Georgia, Norcross, someone please do me a favor. Tell me who he is.
He was like, you fat man. He was mad. Y'all, I be laughing at these white men that be going off. First of all, he probably was mad because he was a security guard, okay? And he had to escort him out. He was mad because of that, you know. Listen, these racists is coming out, and y'all should understand we racist. We try to stay our distance. I know I do. I don't bother nobody. You understand what I'm saying? For him to just sit there and scream up and down that parking lot, all type of horrible names. Was that okay? Because he asked you to leave. He was doing his job, and he told you to leave, and you sat there and called him all type of fat N-words.
Yeah. So, listen, I have no words. You know,
it's funny.
But I have to say, Tiffany, I am baffled at how people can watch our show and say that we have a victim mentality. I mean, you think that when I'm not doing this show that I'm not out there pursuing stuff? You think that I sit and cry or you know what I mean? Or I mean, we're out doing stuff like
we're minding our business. We're not even paying them. Again, I told you that they think because of everything they have done to us, they think that we're gonna come back and get their ass. You understand? And we really don't care. Did you see the young man that was at a winery or something? Something he was at, and he was walking past, and he tapped the white guy and said, "Excuse me." The white guy turned around and kicked him in his damn back. I think I sent it to you. And he turned around and kicked him right in his chest. Boom. You're going to stop messing around with people. You understand? You're going to stop messing with, because these YNs, as Paul Mooney said, he said these young black people are not what we used to be. They're going to fight back. You understand? He said, tell a black kid he got to go to the back of the bus. He said he's going to kill everybody on the bus before you tell him he's going to sit on the back of the bus. So my thing is, I don't know why. I don't know what's this battery in their back that, well, we already know it's Trump battery. That's making them feel like they can do all of this and that they can scream at people. They can be disrespectful to people. They can be disgusting. And I just saw this white lady slap the hell out this black girl, and she tore her ass up. You understand what I'm saying? Because she got mad because she got caught stealing. So the black girl was videotaping and she slapped her. You understand? And that black girl have whooped her ass. You understand what I'm saying? So my thing is, they're just mad because their stuff is coming out. Their real personality, their real identity is coming out. And a lot of people is not going for it, especially black people. We're not going for it because we don't even pay y'all no mind. We be trying to mind our business.
All right, so Nelly and Ludacris.
Oh, no, you're not talking about those raccoons. They would do anything for money. They just like Snoop Dogg. You give them the right, correct price, and they would do what they got to do. They're not for black people, so I don't even know why you would put those coons out.
Because they're part of the black community. That's why.
The black raccoon community.
Now you made me lose them. I had them right here, Tiffany, and you made me.
Because I don't be looking for them.
The tour call.
I'm still trying
Focus call.
to forgive Chrisette Michelle. I think I'm not going to forgive her till Trump is out of the office.
I have a picture of her. I can't even post it. That's how bad it is.
Yeah, it's just so sad. If you're gonna stand for, if you're gonna stand for something. Stand for your people. Stand for your rights. Stand for equality. Stand for something.
And Luda trying to get out of it, but it's too late. People already pissed off at him, man.
No, nobody's messing with Luda or that other Nelly. I don't even know why Ashanti had a baby by him, but everything happened for a reason. But no, again, I would never follow them. They would never get my money. I would never go to their concerts. None of that.
All right, so here's a little bit of what we're talking about for those of you not following the news.
See what I'm saying? That's it, bro. All they gotta do is have a different opinion than them. Are we not supporting you? We not supporting Ludacris or Nelly. They MAGA. Like, bro, they about to get their money, bro. Them niggas ain't worried about your support, bro. Black people don't buy music. I've never bought music. I got all Nelly's albums and I didn't pay for any of them, bro. Nelly, do what you gotta do, bro. Get some money. Ludacris, y'all wasn't listening to... Bro, this is what I'm saying, bro. That's it. That's all you got to do is have a different political opinion. Hey, I just feel like this. What? We don't like you no more. We're canceling. You don't have the power to cancel anybody anymore. You don't see that? You don't see that, bro. People are jumping ship because your ship is on fire and it's going down. It's being piloted by lunatic, liberal white women and emotional black women. Like, your ship is sinking. Bro, Luda, Nelly, man, get that money, man. Black community don't support nobody anyways.
This is the perfect but he's a perfect example of why we are, you know what I mean? Because it's all about the Benjamins, right? It's all about the money. Get it how you can. We don't care how you get it.
Listen, most of the people that's in the industry is bought and paid for. And we talked about this because if that was the case, they would have been doing so much to give back to their community. And this is why they was chosen, because they're not going to give back to their community. Why do you think they let so many people come here, black people that look like us, into this country? Because they came here to undermine us. But people like you, Carl, you wound up finding out the history of black people, and you was like, oh, well, it wasn't, they lied to us. Yes, they lied to a lot of y'all.
All right. So comedian Druski.
Oh, Lord, I love Druski.
The black church is going crazy because he spoke the truth. When I saw this video, at the end of the video, when he goes, did you put anything in the collection box?
No, wait a minute. He said, did you pay your tithes and offerings? That's what he said. He said, don't touch my car.
He said, you better back the fuck up. So, to me, this is a perfect depiction of some of the black churches, I will say. I don't know all the black churches.
Not all the black, or not all. Let us put that, because I see people don't know what to. Like, we're not talking about all white people. We're not talking about all black churches. But his skit showed you how some black churches do get down. And if you look at little pieces of his clip, is different churches did what he did, coming swinging on them wires, and they wearing their Gucci and Fendi and red bottoms, and then they asking for money, closing up doors. All of this stuff has happened in the church. It's all online. So again, please, people, We are just showing you what we have saw, and we're just commenting on it. Go ahead, Carl.
All right.
Do you want a revolution? I'm gonna have Wanda stand up here. Wanda, please. Wanda told us earlier this month that she could not have a baby anymore. So I impregnated her with the word of God. I'm going to impregnate everyone with the word of God. You gonna get pregnant with the word of God. You gonna get pregnant with the word of God. You gonna get pregnant with the word of God. Impregnate. I had somebody in the congregation ask why I'm wearing Christian Dior and Christian Louboutins. Because I'm a Christian and I walk in the blood of Jesus. Give him some praise. I'm a Christian first and I walk in the blood of Jesus. Give him some praise. Give him some praise. So we are raising funds for a project in Zimbabwe. Yes, we are trying to get our congregation over in Africa. Amen. We wanted to raise $4 million for that. Amen. Hallelujah. That needs to appear today. We are not letting anyone leave until we reach our goal. Amen. Hallelujah. Life savings here. Give him some praise for that. Give it his life savings up. Apostle Richie says, baby, can you help me? I said, can you help me? I said, can you help me? I'm gonna finish this word here, and I'm gonna do the Christian version. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna do the Christian version. I'm driving this Bentley Bentayga because I believe in Christ. Can you leap on your legs like a survivor? Can you leap on your legs till the money fall out your pocket? Jesus, you are, Jesus, you are, Jesus, you are.
Still praise the Lord.
I need you to pray for my wife. Hey, come on, man. Hey, get your hands off my car. You gave tithes and offering? No. Back the fuck up, man. What's wrong with you, man?
Yo,
Oh my
Carl!
That is hilarious.
Yo, Carl, that was so. When he said, "Y'all want to know why I wear Christian Dior and Christian Louis Vuittons?" He said, "Because I am a Christian and I walk in the blood of you." When he put the red bottoms up, I was done. I was done. I was done. I want to give a shout out to Druski. Druski does all different type of skits. It's not only a church skit. He played white. I mean, he's a comedian. He does these skits. And it's so bad because it was a pastor with that same outfit on. It was a pastor that came in riding on the what's going, like he did everything that he had saw online, and he got the Christian folks mad as hell because they saw they self in his skit. Y'all are more into money. Y'all are more into what clothes y'all wearing, what cars, your tithes and offers, and you don't give back to your people that's given into you. Now, don't get it twisted. It is churches out there that do help their people, that do go out there and help people that need help, or lawyers and things like that. We salute those grassroots churches. But a lot of these churches that are mega churches, they don't do nothing for our community. They just want your damn money so they can look good. So shout out to Druski.
Kevin, are you a fan of Druski?
I am a fan of Druski, very talented dude. And that was a great skit. Great skit.
Good boy, y'all had to be on the floor.
And a lot of truth to it, of course, yeah.
He was impregnating them with the word. Like, I was like, I'm done. I'm just done. Did you see him doing the snake on the ground? Like, I was doing this. I love it. I love it. I love it. And it's so deep that they say they do have comedians. You know, Mr. Brown. I know y'all know Mr. Brown, aka Mr. Man, Tamala Mann's husband. He would do comedy, you know, inside the church and stuff. My thing is, who let them who let him rent the church? I bet you he gave them an offering and they let him use the church.
All right. So I think today we were on Twitch, which is I'm not even familiar with Twitch or what they got going on that social media site, but I think that's where those bots were coming from. I know Gina was telling me we're getting a lot of bots, and someone in the chat was saying when the bots were saying some horrible things, they were trying to respond and they couldn't, and you can't respond to a bot because it's a bot. So hopefully, I would no longer. Every time I go on Twitch, I get these bots, these people that come in and they say all the crazy things, and then you can't even respond to them because it's a bot. So I'm going to try to fix that next week. Gina's telling me shut the show off. I'm like, like what?
On
We
Twitch?
love you, Gina, but we're not gonna pick that choice.
Well, on Twitch or just period?
Like shut it down. She's like shut it down. You're getting a lot of Gina. I can't just shut the show down. It's not gonna happen. So I get it, but the bots are there. We try to work with that. So Monday is Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday. We'll be celebrating.
Shout out to his wife and to Stevie Wonder that fought very hard to get his holiday, and the song that we all sing, happy birthday to
I hate that
you,
song.
that is Martin Luther King's song. So we definitely want to give a shout out.
I hate that song.
All right. So we're gonna wrap the show up. I want to close out with some love to Dr. Martin Luther King. But before I do that, I'm going to go to Tiffany and Kevin and tell me what you guys learned on today's show. Anything you want to share for all our haters? Why do the haters? I know why they keep coming back. They just love to hate, right? So
listen, you need haters. It's always, you need a negative with a positive with a negative. I'm not stressing it. Again, we're growing in our podcast. And when we grow in our podcast, we're not going to get the nicest people rooting for us. And that's just a part of the game. We are very resilient. We are strong. We can be able to handle it. So I'm not stressing it. Again, we say to the people that watch us, thank you for watching us, that do support us. And we really appreciate you all. We would love for you to like and share. Thank you for the likes that we do have. We really appreciate it. Um, share how you feel. We also tell you to leave a comment, and let us know how you feel, or what can we do to make a difference? What are solutions that you think that we can do to make a difference? This administration has opened up a lot of racist energy, which it was already there. Don't get it twisted. I don't want people to think that racism just started since Trump came in. This world, America, since our ancestors have been here, has had to deal with race issues, had to deal with all these things, the Jim Crow era, the sharecropping era, the civil rights era, the crack era, the drug. We all had to go through it, and we survived. And that's another reason what makes people very upset is that we survived. So again, please make sure, do your history. If you don't believe us, do your history. It's history out there. It's things written up. Learn, before you judge us or feel like we are tethers. I'm not a tether. I'm my ancestors. I'm a foundational Black American. Only person that is from the Allens here is Carl, but Carl been here for almost 30 plus years. And he knows our history. He's learning our history. He's been learning our history, and he knows what's going on. And I respect him for that. And anybody's that's from Allens or from the Africa or anything, learn our history, especially Spanish people, Spanish people, African, West Indian people. Learn our history before you judge us, because they didn't tell y'all our history just because of that, because they wanted you to be against us and talk down on us or disrespect us. So again, we're not against all white people, because it is white people out there that do stand for rights, that stands for the good. You understand? And as you see, Miss Good lost her life trying to help out her neighbors. They're not playing. So we definitely want to send prayers out to Minnesota. We pray that y'all make better choices out there, because these people are not playing. They ready to take y'all down. Okay, we see it every day, so far since they've been protesting. So again, thank you again. Everything that we talked about is our opinion only. Everything is alleged. And please make sure you like and subscribe, and shout out to my family. I love y'all.
All right. Kevin, anything you want to share that you learned on this show?
Just want to say tomorrow is Dr. King's celebration. I think everybody should go to YouTube in their spare time and watch some Dr. King videos, and not just the I Have a Dream speech, which they will run on network TV until my ears fall off my face, and I'll be pretty pissed about it, because that speech that they show every year is not the speech they should be showing. That's the safe speech. That's the speech the feel-good speech. Dr. King, if you dig into some of his videos on YouTube, he has some pretty radical stuff, some pretty harsh stuff to say about this government and what was going on. And, those speeches get thrown on YouTube, and not played by the media. But those are the speeches that I'm telling you, got to watch, the ones that got him killed. Those are the ones where he really stirred the pot. Before he was assassinated, he was in the midst of the Poor People's March, which he was getting poor people to march against his government. It was poor whites and blacks.
Yes.
And that was the problem, because the government was like, whoa, wait a minute. Hey, whoa, yo, hey, this guy has white people on his campaign now, on his side, that's marching with him. It was okay when it was just blacks, but when he started, getting black people to come on board, and go, wait a minute, you're right. It's a bunch of millionaires, even back then, millionaires, corporations, and then poor people. So when he started gathering a lot of support from poor white people, it was time to go. He was getting too big, of course, British is to say, right? So yeah, but he's an amazing, extremely smart man who I've watched some of his speeches on YouTube and some of his remarks, and they were amazing. And yeah, man, he's a great person, and he deserves this holiday that he has tomorrow, because he stood for peace. And he would be extremely disappointed and extremely sad if he could see what's going on in Minneapolis right now and this country. And he would be 110% against this administration that's happening right now with Stephen Miller and Donald Trump and Russell Vought and this Project 2025 and all this stuff. He would be beside himself. He would be, I can't even find the words to say what he would feel, but we already know what him and Malcolm, people like him and Malcolm X would definitely be against what Trump is doing to this country right now. So that's it, man.
All right.
Oh, and Carl, don't put too much energy into these people, these trolls, man. Don't do it. Just let them troll, man. Every once in a while, let them troll. And I say that from experience, because I listen to, like I said, I listen to Urban View 5 days a week. And of course, the great late Joe Madison used to curse him out, and but he did it it was his way of dealing with these people. But we're not here for that, But yeah, I would just and thank our guests who came through. We appreciate that. We like when people come on the show and with their contribution and with their philosophy and their and she had positive energy, and we appreciate her coming on the show and hanging out with us. And we'd like to get more of that, so more people can join us if they have something positive to say.
Yeah. All right. Kevin, thank you. And Tiffany, thank you so much. Pamela Jones, all our regulars that we had a little small community. I miss that little small community when we could shout out Donna and Mama Lee and Patricia and Bridget.
Nicole Coates, my sister, she's chiming in.
Nicole Coates, and we had a little fun, small community. I don't mind the channel growing, but I don't need, you know what I mean? But this right here, you know what I mean? So I really want to grow the channel with beautiful Black people. And if they're beautiful white people like Gina and Scooby, and there was another brother from England who joined last week. I don't know if he watched this week. He was also white and he enjoyed the show. But everybody else who think hurling insults and calling us names, and you know what I mean, you didn't move us. We don't have a victim mentality. We just present history to you, and if that history makes you mad, then you are the problem. So here we go with a tribute to Dr. Martin Luther King, and hope you guys do something positive tomorrow in his legacy.
Yes.
You know, it's a shame when I Googled MLK Day, you know what came up? Headlines asking if it was canceled. MLK Day is still a federal holiday, but some people are confused, and that confusion started with President Donald Trump when they dropped MLK Day and Juneteenth as free days at national parks. And here's what's wild about this. The Park Service has not explained why these days were cut in the first place, but plenty of Black Americans are saying that we know why. We know why. It feels like another move to erase history around enslavement and also around civil rights, just like what's happening with the African American History Museum and also other institutions. But guess what? Trump's birthday is now a free day. So MLK Day and Juneteenth are out, and that's not just a calendar change. That's a statement.
Don't allow anybody to make you feel that you are nobody. Always feel that you count. Always feel that you have worth. And always feel that your life has...
What happened?
What? That was it?
That was it? Oh, you got to give us a little bit more, Martin. Jesus.
That was 22 seconds. That was.
We could play. Martin's not copyright. His speeches aren't copyright to the point where we'll get in trouble for playing his speech. It's not music, you know. We could have actually just shut the hell up for an hour and just played nothing but King speeches. I'd have been happy.
Can you at least play the happy birthday song with Stevie Wonder?
All right, relax. I got this. You guys remember that rap song?
Yeah, I sent some great stuff to our chat line on Dr. King. I thought you would play some of it, but yeah. Sent some awesome stuff to the channel. Yeah. The rap song for Dr. King, that was great. Yeah.
You don't send me stuff on TikTok. I gotta go find it on TikTok, and if I don't find it on TikTok,
okay, I got you. My bad. Yeah, I sent it to our chat line. So next time I'll send it to. We'll talk about that off air. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But TikTok is real easy. I can boom, bring it right to
Okay. I'll keep that in mind. Okay. Cool.
All right. So here's a tribute. This is probably gonna be a few minutes long, but it's not too much to celebrate this man.
On their birthday, so now a third name is added to the list of men of peace, strong major justice. Now, every January on the third Monday, we pay homage to the man who paved the way for freedom, justice, and equality to make the world a better place for you and me. It's a holiday, it's a gathering for the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King. Dr. King tried to love somebody. Do you want to love somebody? I'm going to sing with your head away. On the holiday with the fire away. Everybody loves Everybody sing again for Martin Luther King. Come on.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. I just never understood how a man who died for good could not have a David Woods. He said, aside for his recognition, because it should never be. Just because some cannot see, the dream is clear as he. That they should make it become an illusion. And we all know everything that each different time will bring. Or in peace our heart will sing. Thanks to Martin Luther King. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
With the knowledge you gain, break away from the chains. We helping you grow the Black Therapy Show. You in a safe space, dealing with the black trauma. We unpacking and inspecting all our baggage and drama. Cause we gotta unite, no more killing each other. It's time to see a new future for my sisters and brothers. You know, with Kevin, and Tiffany, you'll have an epiphany. We'll give you everything you need to handle the enemy. We'll be giving you everything, we gon' challenge you mentally. The right conversation so you grow exponentially. We built your penitentiaries, we built all the schools. Gave us brainwash education, just making us fools. Hatred was what we got in exchange for love. No more manipulation from my God above. No, it's called
Kevin and Tiffany. Now welcome to the Black Therapy Show.